Hey, this is Mo Smokes, and today we're going to be talking about Element Air. Your first question is, what is Element Air? To answer that question, Element is a Russian tobacco manufacturer, and they actually have 4 lines of tobacco. In addition to air, they have fire, water, earth. It's like I'm calling Captain Planet. I love it. Heart's not there, but yeah, those are the 4 lines. Of those 4 lines, 1 is blonde leaf, which is air, and the other 3 are actually dark leaf. And the different names represent the intensity of the tobacco. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna talk about what Element Air is, which we kind of already did. We're gonna talk about how to pack it. We're gonna talk about what the different flavors are, and I'm actually gonna give you an overview of each of the flavors and give you like a line or two about each one. We're gonna talk about cloud production, we're gonna talk about how long the flavor lasts, and we're gonna talk about how sensitive or not sensitive it is to heat. What I have in front of me right now is a bunch of containers, and they're these cool white containers with gold. The sticker that keeps it safe and that you know that it's fresh and no one's opened it says "From Russia with Love." And the layout of the box kind of looks like the White Ranger from Power Rangers, the white with the gold, and you feel like it's about to pull Saba out. And the cool thing is the containers are wide enough where you can open up the packages inside, dump the tobacco out, and have like this nice space where you can like reach in, pack your tobacco, mix it up, all that good stuff. So to start out, Element released 12 flavors to the US. They actually have a few more flavors that are available in Russia, but like I said, the US got 12. Those flavors are, and I'm actually gonna read from a list right here: Amazing Green, Berry Tail, Bazina, Grape Mint, Lychee, Maui, Melon Halls, Noir Melon, Horchata, Tamarind, Turtleneck, Tropicana. And I'm just gonna give you a blurb about each one real quick, and I have all of them represented here. There's actually more than 12 containers here, and that's because I've gone through a couple or a few, depending on which flavor that I have favorites. That's what it is, I have favorites. And I've gone through a bunch of containers. So there's, some of them are here twice, some of them are not here at all because I finished it and I haven't gotten my new one in yet. I'm gonna break it down one by one. The first flavor we're gonna talk about is Amazing Green. Amazing Green is pretty amazing. It's one of my favorites. It's actually in my, I guess it's in my top 3. Amazing Green tastes like sour gummy candy with kiwi. So it's a go-to for me. I think I'm on my 3rd container of Amazing Green. The next flavor is Berry Tail. Berry Tail is raspberry with strawberry with blueberry. By itself, it's pretty heavy, so I like to mix mint with it. Or I like to mix it with Morose, which is a flavor from Element's dark line. The next flavor is Bazina. Bazina is like an elderflower, elderberry mix, and it's really different, it's really unique, and it's really like refreshing. I really enjoy that flavor. Then they have Grape Mint, which is Grape Mint. I did like it a lot. I preferred it to a few other brands' version of Grape Mint, and I actually smoked it with one of my friends who is a huge Grape Mint smoker. Like, he's a diehard, like Grape Mint is his flavor every single day. I told him I'd wait for him to try it, opened up the container, packed 2 bowls, one for him, one for me. We're smoking. About 15 minutes into the session, he was like, "Hey, just so you know, this is coming home with me." And I was like, "Oh, all right." So yeah, he robbed me of my Grape Mint. So I don't have Grape Mint here. I haven't gotten another one in yet. But yeah, that was fun. The next flavor is Lychee. Lychee is a really interesting lychee. I realize I'm saying lychee. It's spelled Li-ci, like lychee, but I also realize there's a fruit called lychee, which is half of what lychee is. The flavor and not the fruit. So lychee is a mix of lychee and lemon. It's really good. I'm a huge fan of that flavor. The next flavor is Maui. Maui is a pineapple papaya, and it's like a sweet pineapple with a creamy papaya, and Maui's my favorite Element Air flavor, which was surprising to me because I didn't think a pineapple papaya flavor would be my favorite, but I've now gone through 4 containers of Maui. Maui's a hit. Everybody I've packed Maui for has loved Maui, and I use Maui in a few of my mixes now. The next flavor is called Melon Halls. Melon Halls, H-O-L-L-S. Melon Halls is actually a cold melon, but it's like cantaloupe with ice. That's what it tastes like. The ice isn't overwhelming. It's similar to Morose. The next flavor is Noir Melon. Noir Melon is actually a cantaloupe blueberry. It's more cantaloupe than it is blueberry, but that's what the flavor is. The next flavor is Horchata, and it's spelled O-R-C-H-A-T-A, which is a take on horchata, which is a Mexican drink that is made from rice milk and cinnamon and vanilla, and It's delicious. I love that drink. The version from Element though is more like an almond flavor with cinnamon and vanilla. So I think it's closer to basbousa, for those of you that are familiar with the Arab dessert. It's closer to me to basbousa than it is to the drink horchata. I still really enjoy it, it's different. It's in my top 3 from Element. The next flavor is tamarind, which is tamarind, tamarindo, tamarindi, whatever language you speak, tamarind. It's actually nice because the flavor by itself, without mixing, already has like a citrusy lemon undertone. So it's nice, it's pleasant. You don't have to mix anything more with it if you don't want to. It's a really solid standalone flavor and also in my top 3. The next flavor is, I'm butchering the name, turtlenik, T-R-D-E-L-N-I-K. However you say it, it's a Russian dessert that's made from like rolling dough and then frying it and then caramelizing it with like sugar and walnuts. And but a bunch of people have said that this is their favorite flavor. It wasn't it for me. I liked it by itself enough to smoke through the entire bowl. And then I mixed it with a few things and I liked it a little bit more. But I know that there are a bunch of people out there that say like this is the standout flavor for them. So like I said, it was just too buttery for me. And then the last flavor is Tropicana. And Tropicana is like a mango, passion fruit, peach, and it's really refreshing and feels really tropical, hence the name Tropicana. Again, a lot of people love that flavor. It's in my top 5. Just to give you my top 5, because I keep saying, oh, this flavor is great, and this flavor is great, and this flavor is great. My top 5 in order is Maui, this is tough. Maui, Amazing Green, Horchata, Tamarind, and Tropicana. That's my top 5. Keep in mind, that's my personal preference, and I just described to you what each of the flavors was, so feel free to make your own decisions. I will say, however, that there's not one flavor that I tried that I just was like, this isn't a good flavor. Like even with turtleneck, whatever that flavor is, even with that, when I smoked it, I was like, this is still a solid flavor. Like I just said, it was too buttery for me. It just wasn't up my alley, but it was still a good flavor, good execution. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna bring the camera in a little bit. I'm gonna show you the cut. I'm gonna show you how I pack it. I have this black alpaca mini rook in front of me that I'm going to pack. I have a packing mat, I have a fork, and I have a foil poker. We're actually gonna get into it. So without further ado, I'm gonna move the camera, and the next thing you'll see is the overview of the table. All right, so now I'm just gonna grab a container, and this is actually Element Air Lychee. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the container up, and you'll see that there's actually a sticker here that obviously I tore to open this up that says "From Russia with Love, Tobacco USA," all that good stuff. I'm just gonna open the container up. I'm just gonna grab a fork, and I'm just gonna mix it up so you can see what the tobacco looks like. And then I'll bring the camera in a little bit so you can see the cut. So here's what the tobacco looks like. As you can see, the cut is very consistent. There's no stems, and it's clean. It's one of the best cuts I've ever seen in tobacco, and I was really impressed with it. It actually feels very fluffy. I put it down here, grab my bowl, grab the tobacco, it just feels fluffy. And now, so this is the way I pack it. So grab the tobacco, and then you're just gonna sprinkle it in. Make sure it's nice and even. I've tested a bunch of different densities with this, and I found that the one that seems to work the best is this one, which, like I said, it's a little bit denser than a regular normal pack, but it's not quite like a semi-dense. So a little between the two. As you can see, the tobacco is still able to breathe. There's still air pockets. And now I'm just gonna throw foil on it. If you are OCD, or if you really want it to be perfect, you can grab like a foil poker and move the leaves around. But I mean, this actually looks good to me. So this is ready to go. I'm gonna throw foil on it, and then light some coals, and let's see how it smokes. All right, so we're back. You saw me pack the bowl, obviously. I threw some foil on there. I have 2 Cocourth big cubes and an apple on top Provost, and I'm using the Hoop Cyber. And now we're gonna talk a little bit about the cloud production, the heat retention, and some more information about Element Air. The way that I packed the bowl, like I said, I did like a slightly more dense normal. You can scroll back in the video if you want to see exactly how I packed it, because I've tested it with different density levels at this point. The regular normal pack, I kept the lid on the Provost for 45 minutes. I just could not get the tobacco to overheat, and I was really surprised and I was really happy with that, but I wanted more flavor. Going a little bit denser with the Provost actually achieves that result. And I'm gonna leave the lid on for maybe 5 minutes as I'm smoking, and then I'm gonna tilt the lid because then it's gonna start to get to the perfect temperature, and I wanna control that. In terms of cloud production, let's see. It's getting there. I'm gonna tilt the lid now because it's properly started. Just push the coals over. Yeah, it's definitely getting there. All right, so first thing I noticed with Element, besides its ability to handle heat, is you get massive clouds. Like, people that don't usually get big clouds are getting big clouds with Element. And I think it speaks to the quality of the tobacco and the process that went into it, but you get clouds and it's nice. The flavor lasts, for me, anywhere from, it usually lasts around 2.5 to 3 hours for me. If you follow the pack method and you're even semi-good at managing your heat, you'll easily get 2 hours out of this. It's definitely something that, you know, it's worth picking up, it's worth trying. It is slightly more expensive for Element than it is the American-made flavors. That's just because it's imported from Russia, but the flavors are unique enough that they're worth picking up and trying out. Of the flavors, I've restocked on Maui multiple times. I've restocked on Amazing Green a couple times, Tropicana a couple times. In terms of the pack, I know I said, you know, I do a slightly denser version of the normal pack and I showed you how I pack it. As long as you stay somewhere between like a semi-fluff and a semi-dense, you'll get it to smoke. You may just not get the best results, but feel free to play around. I would just suggest that you start at least a normal pack and then go up or down depending on the heat tolerance, the kind of clouds that you're seeing, and how happy you are with the session. I've now recommended the way that I pack it to, I don't know, like 20, 30 people, and they all smoke it like that and they all like it like that. But again, it's up to you at the end of the day how you want to pack it and how you ultimately want to enjoy your session. So I wouldn't be offended if you know, didn't pack it the way I packed it and smoked it. Now, let's see the clouds now that it's actually properly started up. So as you can see, the clouds are dense, they're huge clouds, and if you like clouds and you like flavor, I suggest picking up Element Air. Thank you guys for watching. Please, you know, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Moa Smokes. I'll have a link to the shirt that I'm wearing in the description if you want to pick one up. It just says Only Smokes. The inside of the O is the Moa Smokes logo. It comes in long sleeve and short sleeve, and those links will be in the description as well. I'll also put links for the shisha that I'm using, the bowl that I'm using, the Provost, and then a link to Element Air. If you use my coupon code on 5-Star Hookah, it's Moa Smokes 15. It takes 15% off the tobacco, and I think that's all I have for you. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.